Record. All right. All right. So we are working on basic anatomy and we're working on our feet. So this whole week we've done our feet. So if you've been to class before, you have done a little bit with this. We'll do that again today. And then next week, move on to learning about our legs. And just the idea of, I think the biggest thing is just being aware of all the amazing things that our body can do and knowing the different parts so that we can love them and respect them and understand why sometimes there are pains where there are. So we'll get started and we can start in, let's start in a seated position, a Sukhasana. Okay. Coming to a seated position. Taking a moment to settle in. And then coming all together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Ujjayi breath out. Continue here, just focusing on your Ujjayi breath. Making the breaths deeper and longer. Realizing that this is a tool that connects our body and mind together, our breath, and we can control its movements. There's all different kinds of breath in yoga. Ujjayi is just one. So just thinking of all that's available to us when it comes to our breath. And we'll begin our movement side to side or around in circles, moving with our eyes closed to ground in. And we begin to bring to mind this idea of repeating cycles of behavior, samskaras. That's our February mind focus. Last week we focused on just saying I am aware. And I suppose actually that's still this week. We're still this week. Let's still be aware today. Okay. Next week we'll take another kind of intention for class. But let's just say I am aware. I'm aware of some of these patterns of behavior. Samskaras can be both negative and positive. All right, so from here, let's come to a straight spine and let's look at our feet for a moment. Let's come into a Badakanasana to do that. All right, so come to Badakanasana early in class. So, maybe make it more of a diamond pose with your feet out wide. And we're just kind of looking at our feet while also pressing our glutes into the mat. And strong, tall spine, and then folding forward a little bit. And some of the parts of our foot that we'll talk about today are toes. We'll talk about our heel, our arch. Talk about what's the other one I'm thinking of? Our Achilles tendon. All of these little things inside of our foot that help us move. It's pretty amazing, right? We stand on these things all day. All right. From here, we'll stop looking at our feet now. Let's come up and we'll come to a tabletop position. We'll do our tabletop. And beginning our flow, our usual movements from tabletop to cat to cow to cat. When we think of our feet, we know that they have to be really, really strong and sturdy. They also have to be flexible, right, to deal with all of the movements that we make. Oh, I remember we also talk about our ankle. Yeah. Oh, yay. Nice job, Tate. Good. And Evie, I think, has a mat there too. Nice. Finding the breath matching movements as we usually do here. Beautiful. I'll take one more round. Nice. And then as you're ready, tuck your toes, but we're not going to a down dog. We're going to send our hips back and have a seat on our heels. And for those that have done class this week before, no, this can feel really difficult. Okay, so feel free to take some breaks as we go. Okay. But what we're doing here is we're opening up the bottom of the foot. And all along the back line of our body, we have like fascia, which is muscle that runs all the way up. So to open the back of our body, we're starting with the foot, the bottom. Let's take 4 more breaths. One more. Nice. And unwind. Whew. Untuck your toes. Press them into the mat. Some movements. Nice. Amazing. All right. And from here, let's go to a child's pose. Sinking the hips back, reaching the hands forward. We press the center of our forehead into the mat to relax the rest of our face muscles. And we still feel the release in our toes and that movement. Good. Try to sink your hips back as much as you can and really press not only the center of your forehead, but your palms into the mat. Spread your fingertips wide. Feel your arms engage. And then we'll make it a flow of movements up to downward facing dog. So press into your palms, bring your hips up, tuck your toes, send your hips high. Yeah, nice. Begin your pedaling through your down dog. Continuing with the breath to movement. Each time you bend your knee, each time you straighten your knee, there's a breath. Looks good. I know dogs just can't handle it when we're on yoga mats. That's really what it is. They just can't, because I'm saying that because Dr. McCoy, everybody is getting worked up. All right, from here we step into our Ragdoll Pose. Step your feet behind your hands. Oh, and another nice view of our feet. I know sometimes we hate looking at them because we're like, we gotta get a pedicure, this or that. But just appreciating them here. You can notice your arch, right, lifting up in the center, and your heel. That those two parts help to distribute the weight, the force that we get when we press our feet into the earth. It distributes it so we don't feel it all in one spot. Swaying side to side. Few more breaths. Notice how you can grip with your toes, and that really helps us with our balance. So when we're in our balancing poses, we want to make sure we grip with our toes and our big toe being the strongest. is the one that we want to send the most force into. Nice. All right, hands down to the mat, feet together or apart, up to you. Roll up to stand. You make it to the top. Yeah, nice. Then we find our Samasthiti, palms together. Blink our eyes shut. Bring to mind today's specific intention. I am aware of repeating cycles of behavior. And later we'll be able to say, I can control those patterns. But today we're just aware. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out your nose. Beautiful. Eyes open, arms down by your side. Pause here, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. We just stand here. And whenever we're engaging in yoga, we engage from the ground up. So that means we think about our feet again, right? It's so important, the placement of our feet, because that is our foundation in this pose and in most poses. We'll squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core in. Amazing. Inhale, extended mountain, arms reach up, feel the stretch up through the side body. Exhale, side body stretch, reach your right arm down and your left arm up. So now we feel it more in the left side body, pressing down through the left foot to reach up a little bit more. Inhale, extended mountain, arms up. Exhale, side body stretch, other side. Nice. Yep. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Arms can go wider through the center. Inhale, halfway lift, back up to flat. Hands, mat, shins, or thighs. Okay. And here, toes play a role. We rock the weight more into our toes. We keep our heels on the ground, but just send the weight more into the toes. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. All right, so in our high plank, we do want our toes to be right underneath our heels. So we may have to walk our feet back a little bit so that they're right on top. Okay, nice. Tuck the tailbone. And then flow through your chaturanga when you're ready, making sure to keep the shoulder tips lifted in your chaturanga. Yes, up through the upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Awesome. All right. Feet together to touch. Bend your knees. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Reach up. Exhale, side body stretch. Lift your left arm up and over. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale, lift up through center. Exhale, fold in half. Nice. Yeah. Love it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Flow it out. You can do it on your knees. You could just hold a high plank. Pay attention to how your body feels. Come up, stretch your front of your body in your upward facing dog. And come back to your downward facing dog. From here, I'll have you flow through Asana on your own, adding in whatever you would like, taking out whatever you want. Whenever you're ready, you can start in your own Sun A. Thanks, Julie. Miss Marie and Caitlin. Nice job, Tate and Laura. Love it, Julie. Nice job. If you're back already in your down dog, take a few breaths. Nice. All right, back in our down dog, moving to our sun bee. Feet together to touch. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Hold here. I know you want to jump forward, but hold here. Just notice how you can launch off your toes and come forward, right? And that's where we can jump to if we wanted to. So we gaze forward, inhale, exhale, forward fold, launch off the feet, come forward. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sink your hips low, reach your hands up. Nice. All right. So our hips are, our knees are in line. You're breathing here. Knees are in line with the ankles. I was talking about this with Maria and Sculpt the other day. We don't want to be so far back that we're not really getting that strength. We want to be really strong, down through the heels, light grips in the toes. All right, we got it. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Strong through your core and your upward facing dog to support your low back. And downward facing dog. Great. Right leg lifts up high and come to a scorpion dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Okay, here, we're thinking about opening our hip, but we're also looking at our ankle here. Okay, so we're rolling our ankle up and down. This is our ankle joint, up and down. Okay, it's our subtalar joint that goes side to side. Okay, but we can do that. We can do both up and down and side to side. Beautiful. Keep the weight in both hands. And as you're ready, come through center, bring your knee to your nose and step into your low lunge. Okay, we'll take a few breaths just to get to the low lunge. Beautiful. All right, inhale, crescent lunge. Hands come up overhead. Hold and breathe. Nice option to come onto your back knee for a kneeling crescent if this is feeling too intense this morning. All right, strengthen the front leg. Breathe here. Bend into the front knee. Bring it right over the ankle. Press through the back toes. Lift your heel up high. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spin open. Nice. Get some length in your warrior two with your legs. Arms, shoulders right over your hips. Arms extended long. Nice. As we hold here and breathe, we really try to send the energy into the outside edges of the feet. Okay. Some people call this the knife side edge of your foot. Okay. And then we lift from the inner arch, pressing down through the big toes. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, pull forward and down. Your back arm comes up. So right now, I suggest putting your knee on your elbow on your knee. Okay. But if you want to go into a fuller expression, you know some of those options. Eventually, we'll try to grab our big toe today. But right now, we warm up. Yeah, nice, Lara. Looks good. All right. We're going to keep that front knee bent. Inhale, reverse warrior. Everything stays exactly the same. The back arm comes down, front arm up. Palm open towards the back of the room. We hold it for 4. Chaturanga in 3. Side body in 2. And 1. Side body stretch. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Yeah. Downward facing dog. Nice. Go to the left side, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Roll the ankle out. Then I mentioned the subtalar joint. So the talus is this little bone that connects the leg to the ankle. It forms the ankle joint. It's not as well known as the ankle. But, all right, as you're ready, come forward, bringing your knee towards your nose, low lunge. We'll take some time for everyone to get there. In the meantime, we bring our feet to hips width distance apart. We lift up strong, right? Whenever we're ready, we lift up to that crescent lunge, nice and strong. Yes, yes, Kate. Nice. Yeah, good. Once we get up there, we think about the strength, sinking into the front, pressing through the back toes. Squeeze the glutes. I am aware. So inhale before movement. Exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Breathing, applying the different principles that we did on the other side. On this side, knife side edge of the foot. Feel the arch lift. You press through the toes. Good, take an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, forward and down. Good, really trying this whole time to keep the legs exactly as they are, even though it gets really tiring. Nice, Julie. Good. All right, inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the bottom half the same. Lift up and back. Breathe. To the left side body. Hold it for 4, 3, chaturanga in 2, and 1, chaturanga. Come down. Up dog. Nice, Lara. Down dog. Beautiful. All right, we're ready for our breaths and movement. Bring your feet together to touch. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink it back. Squeeze it in. Exhale, forward fold. Yes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Your practice, make it what it needs to be today. Downward facing dog. Yes, right leg lifts high. Low lunge, thinking knee to nose as we come through. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Take a breath here, inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, pull forward and down. Maybe this time not an elbow to the knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Good, deliberate movements. We are aware of our movements. We are aware of our breath and the fluctuations of our mind. Here to try to stop those fluctuations. Left leg lifts high. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Rise up, squeeze in. Warrior 2. Breath in. Breath out, extended side angle. Try to press your hand into the inside of your leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Pull the core in, knit the ribs in. Downward facing dog. Amazing. We'll take a few moments here for water if you would like. If not, high plank, boat pose. Rest in your down dog. Nice job, Tate. And I can't see if Evie's there too, so I don't know. All right, we're gonna go on with some add-ons, okay? So come back to a tabletop for a moment when you're ready, letting that water settle in. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, like moving them up and down, playing around with our feet. And then as you're ready, we go back to our starting place, our downward facing dog. Amazing. All right, starting with our chair pose, adding on, feet together to touch, bend your knees, gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, launch off your toes to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale here. Inhale, one leg mountain. Your left knee rises up in line with your hip. Hold and breathe. Yes. All right. Our first one leg balance. Remember what we talked about in the beginning of class. First of all, make sure you're breathing. Second of all, grip with your toes. Then your toes can't do all the work. So squeeze your quad, muscle above your kneecap, squeeze it in. Let your core help. Yes. So good. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, crescent plane. We're going straight back to that crescent plane. So everything goes back. That foot lands on the ground. And then the arms fly long behind you. Crown of the head reaching forward. Hold here for 4. Warrior 2 and 3. 2 and 1. Warrior 2. Spin yourself up and open. Nice. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, pull forward and down, okay? Again, this time playing around with some more variations, okay? So can we keep the lift through our body, but reach the hand down? So meaning we're still like lifting that hand up towards the sky, lifting our obliques towards the sky. Maybe we can bring our hand to the inside of our leg, okay? So we're pausing here. Just the hand, getting the hand further down towards the mat. Awesome. All right. From here, inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Bring that hand down. Bring your feet so that your toes face the long edges. Yeah. Nice. All right. So since we're focused on our feet, grab for your ankles. See if that's accessible. Grab for your ankles. Let it pull your head further down towards the mat. Engage through your legs, squeezing your quads to support your hamstrings here. Sending a little gratitude to our ankles for the movement it allows us to do. Nice. Take one more breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands come to the center. Spine comes up to flat. Long spine. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Leg lifts up overhead. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'll give a few breaths if you want to flow through a chaturanga to let that side go. And if you're not flowing through the chaturanga, you're just breathing. All right, perfect. All coming back to downward facing dog. Heading to our other side, feet together to touch. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Weight goes into the toes. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale. Inhale, one leg mountain. Your right knee lifts up. We hold and breathe. Yes, Julie. Nice. Applying everything you know to this pose right here, right now. This is where we are. We're nowhere else but right here. Using all the tools we have in this moment to keep ourselves steady and strong. So good. All right, take one more breath. Breathe in. Breathe out, crescent plane. Sweep everything back behind you. Arms, leg. Reach through the crown of your head. Pull the pinkies together on your back. Breathe in. Breathe out, warrior two. Nice. Breathe in. Breathe out, extended side angle. Just trying to get our hand a little further down. Good. And when our hand is down, it doesn't mean our chest is caving in. Right? We're lifting up still. Press through the outside edge of the back foot, the knife side edge. Inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. All right, this time we will take big toe. We will grab our big toes here. Okay, so with your peace fingers, as we normally do, grab your big toes, okay, and fold over. And then on an inhale, come to a halfway lift with your big toe lock, and then fold over again, keeping the big toe lock. Okay, so just getting a little more length. Yeah, nice. Good. And holding on to the big toes just helps us get more leverage. Same thing with the ankles. It helps us to just be able to grab onto something to then pull down. Take 2 more breaths here. Nice. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, 3-leg jog. Exhale, downward facing dog option for your vinyasa, falling through high to low plank. Whenever you're where you need to be, back to your down dog, we'll come onto our knees, have a little more water, have a seat. Great job, everybody. Thank you for being here. And we'll come to a restful position for a minute of quiet. When we find that time, we find that space, I'll give us a minute and let you know when it's time to come back. Feel your heartbeats. While I'm beginning to come back, repeating to yourself, I am aware, repeating, bringing to mind any of the words that you thought of yourself that you brought to the mat. Beautiful. And then we'll come to have to lay on our bellies. Okay. So I like to just first let us just lay here because it just feels kind of nice. And as we're laying here, you can just start to feel the tops of the feet pressing into the earth. And we're going to bring them to about hips width distance apart. And still, as we're just laying down, we want to press the big toes into the earth and then press the quads and squeeze the legs together. All right, awesome. From here, we'll bring our chin to center. Let's bring our hands, let's bring our hands to our low ribs for a cobra pose. Yeah, let's do that. It's a good place to start, okay? Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, cobra, lift your heart up. Nice. Squeezing the legs, pressing into the toes, breathing, hugging the elbows in, gazing down. Inhale, exhale, release. One cheek to the mat, arms long by your side. Awesome. We'll take bow pose next. So our feet come in towards our glutes, our chin to center, grab for the outside of your ankles. Inhale, bow pose, lift your heart. Exhale, press your feet into your toes, lift your feet too. Okay, so we're totally lifted. And then we work to breathe in and lift our heart up as we breathe out and press our feet into our toes. Yes, nice, Laura. Good job. One more breath, breathe in and breathe out, release. You can either bring your feet down or keep them lifted and windshield wiper through them. Amazing. We'll press our hands into the mat, tuck our toes, and lift up through a high plank or a tabletop to a downward facing dog. Nice. All right. Let's take an open mouth breath together like I just did. Breathe in, breathe out. Ujjayi breath in and out. Good. Adding on to our flow, feet together to touch. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale here. Inhale, one leg mountain, left knee rises up in line with the hip. Hold here and breathe. You can stay here or you can move to extended hand to big toe pose, Utthita Padangusthasana. Yeah. Left hand comes down to grab with peace fingers your big toe. Okay. The hand that's lifted comes down in line with your hip. Kind of get yourself some balance. Okay. Then we can try to press into the standing leg as we press the lifted foot forward. Okay. Yeah. And then we want to squeeze our glutes and our core to bring our shoulders over our hips. Yes. So good, Julie. Yeah. And you can extend it out like Julie's doing. You can extend it out a little bit to the side as well. Knee does not have to be straight. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Let's come to a standing Tadasana mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's come through our chair pose to the other side. We don't have to go down through a vinyasa. Sink into our hips. Reach our hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one leg mountain, right knee up in line with the hip. We can stay right here or bring our hand to the big toe lock, and the foot forward. Breathe. Think about pulling that right shoulder back. It's obviously going to be forward a little bit, but just think about pulling it back to open through the chest. Yeah, got to grip with the toes, squeeze with the quad. So good. Maybe you open to the side. Take another breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. We come to that Tadasana. Close the eyes. All right. Beautiful. Lift the arms up overhead. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale, extended mountain, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Listen here. Bring your feet to hips width distance apart and bring your hands so that your palms are facing up. We'll take gorilla pose, Hastasana. Bring your hands underneath your feet. And then release your neck as you gaze back. And then weight forward into your toes a little bit. Okay. Good. This really helps me personally. I have like quite a bit of carpal tunnel going on from like all the website, social media updating and stuff. This really helps. You can kind of massage your hands too with your toes. One part of the body helping out the other. Nice. Beautiful. We'll release our hands and then come up halfway, lift, feet together or apart, and through a high to low plank. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Nice. Lift your right leg high, low lunge. From here, let's come from here to our extended side angle, okay? So what that means is we bring our back foot down, bring our right hand to the inside of our right leg, and from here, let's try, before we even bring that arm up, if you haven't already, try the big toe lock. So take your peace fingers, lock them around that big toe, okay? Now from pressing down, can you lift your left arm up and still get, I think it's really intense in the legs, right? And we can press down for that. We also have to focus on keeping the shoulders stacked. Yeah. Another idea for this pose is to extend that top arm forward. Okay, this would be like a really full expression of extended side angle. It's really intense, so feel free to go back to the elbow on the leg. Nice. Whenever you're ready, release into a wide leg forward fold. And we'll take our wide leg forward fold for just a few breaths. Nice, Laura. Nice, Kate. Great. And then hands underneath the shoulders, halfway lift, and low lunge. Three-leg dog. And downward facing dog. Option for the vinyasa again if you would like. All right. Just a few breaths here to get everyone caught up. Beautiful. Let's go to the left side. Left leg lifts. Low lunge. All right. Extended side angle, taking our time to get there. Left arm comes down. We try the big toe lock. Once we get the feet really strong and set, we can lift that right arm up. Nice. And maybe we play around with extending that top arm forward. Feeling the stretch through the shoulders. Woo, it's intense. We got to release in wide leg forward fold in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wide leg forward fold, release down. Beautiful job, everybody. Not easy. Amazing. Bring the hands under the shoulders if they've moved. Halfway lift and low lunge. 3-leg dog. And downward facing dog, unless you want to go through the vinyasa. And then the next move is a half pigeon. So we can all get there. I know we can all get there on our own. You're all very dedicated yoga students, yogis. Lift your right leg high, knee in. Good. And again, focusing on the feet, we want to point those toes towards the back of the room. And we don't want it to be off to the side because that would put a lot of pressure on the ankle and the subtalar joint. Feel fancy when I say that one, the subtalar joint. And then press into the tops of the foot, the back foot, and then you can fold forward if you'd like. Yeah, nice. I love it. You can also do it on your back. Great job, Laura. I'm going to take about 8 breaths here as we keep sinking into the mat. Great, this is a good time to come out. Coming up, lifting the right leg high. Maybe again, bending that knee and opening the hip. Maybe coming open into a wild thing. Flip dog, lifting your heart up. And then as we're ready, going right to that other side. Focusing on that foot on this side too. Pointing the toes straight back and then release. Beautiful. As you're ready, you lift up. Thanks. Yeah. Tucking the back toes, lifting the left leg high. And then back to the downward facing dog. Nice. We'll come onto our knees and take anything that we need for our surrender. Sweatshirt, dimming the lights. And before we go down onto our backs, we'll take one type of forward fold. So there's lots of types of forward folds. I'll just cue through the straight leg, seated forward fold. Legs long in front of you, yeah, tall spine, arms lift up, inhale. Exhale, seated forward fold, dive down. And this is where we can, again, grab onto something, our ankles, our toes, pull on it to lift our heart forward. Nice. If you're looking for more of a stretch in this pose, maybe next time you can put a block in front of your feet and grab for around the block. Nice. All right, we'll lift ourselves back up as we're ready and lower onto our backs for our surrender. All right, so on our backs, hugging the knees in towards the chest, you can take our typical ending of class. You could do a happy baby, supine twist. I'm going to cue a shoulder stand today. I've done this before. I don't do it often only because it's difficult on the neck. So I just want to make sure we all are very safe about it. Okay. So what does that mean, being safe? It just means making sure that your neck isn't crunching up. And if it is, then you're not doing it anymore. Okay, Lucy, you do have to move, honey. I'm sorry. I usually don't move her, but she has to move in this case. All right, arms come long by the side. Okay, and we'll pull the knees into our chest and try to lift our legs up over our body. Okay, so kind of like a rolling, lifting up. And then as we lift our legs up over our body, we'll grab for our low back. Okay, this is Halasana, Plow Pose. Okay, maybe our toes can touch the floor. You'll notice you have to be long in the neck, right? Okay. Try to bring your elbows in as close to each other as you can. And then from here, you can lift your legs up to a shoulder stand. Okay. That means your legs are coming up straight and you're standing on your shoulders, right? So get that feel. You point through your toes and try to bring your hips over your shoulders or as close in as you can, or just get them in a straight line. Long through the neck, pulling up through the toes, squeezing in. Nice. And when you do want to come out of it, you bend your knees and slowly bring yourself back down to the mat. Nice, going side to side with your knees. Beautiful. And now from here, taking anything that you'd like to take, anything else, and then ending with your Shavasana. We have about 5 minutes at this point, so you can decide whether you want to have a 5-minute Shavasana or do your twists and things. And when we do get to that Shavasana, we will have thoughts that come through our mind, but we don't want to judge ourselves for having those thoughts because it actually makes it worse, right? So we just kind of let the thoughts come, let them go, let them be there, but try not to dwell on them. Beautiful. And I'll call you back whenever the time is right. Beginning to deepen your breath and prepare yourself to come back. Rolling onto a side if you'd like to roll onto one of your sides. Or just laying where you are as you bring more awareness to your body and mind. You remember that we are aware of our samskaras. That's step one, right? To getting out of them, the cycles of behavior. We also remember that we have these amazing things called our feet that help to support us as we walk around the world. Now we'll all come up to a seated position to finish class. You can end class however feels right for you. If you want to join me in my ending, you'll bring your hands together to touch. Exhale the air in your lungs. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands to the space between your eyebrows. Bowing forward in light love, truth, beauty, and oneness. Namaste. Yay. Thank you, everybody.